So thank you for inviting us and coming here and give an introduction to Power Wiki. Who are we? We are a part of what we call the Power Wiki team. But before we introduce ourselves, we would like to mention the rest of the team as well. So it's me and Benedikt, and then we have Alexei Shitikov, who has created our logo, and we have Jonas Rapp, who has been there from the beginning when I had an idea about creating a wiki and just exchanging ideas. So who are we? My name is Carina Claesson, and Benedikt.
Yeah, my name is
Benedikt
Bergmann. Yeah.
Yes, and we are business applications MVPs from Sweden, almost. That is, we've already.
Yeah, I'm coming from Germany, but moved to Sweden like 3 years ago.
Yes, and I live on the west coast of Sweden, and Benedikt, you're on the east coast. We are colleagues at a Swedish-based company CRMK, CRM Konsulterna. We are partners to Microsoft. And we both have a background within Microsoft Dynamics CRM. I've been working with that platform for about 12 years. Now it's all Power Platform, of course. And Benedikt, you have worked with it for about 6 years. And several different roles during these years, both worked with the software parts as well as a developer. And my current role is solution architect. So I come up with solutions and I configure and I develop a little bit of both. And Benedikt, do you want to say a few words about?
Yeah, so I'm coming from a development background, .NET developer. I'm mostly doing .NET or development plugins and so on, but also front end and architecture a bit here and there.
Yes, and we both blog and we create videos sometimes. Actually, Benedikt creates a little bit more videos than me. I've only created some in Swedish, which is not very helpful for you, but more helpful. This might be more helpful. We're bringing you Power Wiki. So we're on Twitter, LinkedIn, and here are our blogs. That's a little bit about us. And Power Wiki. So we're going to give you a short story about Power Wiki, and then what's good to know about it, and then we're going to show it to you. So what's the story behind Power Wiki? Once upon a time, there was a 2 years younger version of myself who had an idea that I want to create something that gathered information. And I came to think of a very well-known, widely used wiki. And I thought to myself, I want to create Powerpedia. And then I found myself exploring different platforms for creating wikis. And I ended up exploring MediaWiki, which is the software behind Wikipedia. And so why? We have a lot of information spread over several different places. So we have Microsoft Docs, as you know, we have Microsoft Learn, we have YouTube channels, a lot of YouTube channels. Kylie Kieser, you have one. We have several different podcasts, like the Upcode podcast and the Extra Toolcast and the Refresh the Cache podcast. So a lot of information and resources from both Microsoft and the community. There are also several events, Scottish Summit coming up soon. And there are blogs. So a lot of information to handle for us. And we already have some help in newsletters, which gathers what has happened in the community and from Microsoft for the past week. So we have Power Platform Developers Weekly and Power Platform Weekly, which I'm also a part of. And Danish Naglecker, who has Power Platform Developers Weekly, he also has this awesome power list, which gathers a lot of resources. But it's spread over different places, and I often find myself thinking, now where did I find that information? And Google to the rescue. But I want to create like a hub for Power Platform information, like the best of both worlds. So information from both Microsoft and the community. And that little thought I had about 2 years ago, Powerpedia, then became Power Wiki. So that is the story behind Power Wiki. And Benedikt, what is good to know?
Yeah, exactly. There are some things good to know. We will see it in the demo, but we have like a small menu on the left side, but there is way more to the Power Wiki than you see there. So you just have the most important parts on the menu, and the rest can be searched in the search box, but we will show it later. Then we have categories, so every post we have on the Power Wiki we have categorized, like is it for a maker or developer or whatever you would have. We have like 6 different categories, I think, at the moment, and those are not fixed. So if you get feedback, we will change them. So feel free to write us about those or anything else. Yeah, the mobile experience is not optimal at the moment, but we are working on it, and it will come soon, a better version. I hope this month. Yeah, I think it will be this month to have a better mobile experience. Yes, and how to contribute. So everyone can contribute. So it's not just we 2 or 3 or 4 that write the content. So it could be everyone. That's the whole thing with a wiki. So feel free to go in, create an account, change stuff. If you think there is more to it or it's a different way. Or if you don't feel like doing that, you can always contact us and give us feedback and say, oh, I might need some more information on, I don't know, trials or whatever. So then we try to get this information and add it to the Power Wiki.
Yes, let's jump in and do a demo. So you come to the Power Wiki by typing in powerwiki.net, and this is the main page. So in here we have on the main page we have a section for in the spotlight where we will add news. It might be an upcoming event, or first up was the release plans, the release wave 1 release plans. So we have links to that here, and we have some articles and videos from the community, which summarizes the release plans. We will also keep the links to the newsletters, Power Platform Weekly and Power Platform Developers Weekly here. We have featured content. So first up was Carl Cookson and his XRM Toolbox tools. More is to come, so we will feature people from the community and their content. And there's also a section with how you can contribute. You can create an account, as Benedikt mentioned, and create new pages and update existing pages, etc. And we will also add here when we do some bigger updates. And the categories that Benedikt mentioned, we find those here. So all the pages have a category or several. So for instance, if I'm a maker, I create apps and I create automation, then I can go in here and I will find content which is relevant to me. And in the menu, we have a glossary. So we can look at different acronyms and different concepts within Power Platform, like a starting place for that. And we also have like an entrance for Microsoft resources and community resources. So I can go in here and I can look at all the Power Platform related podcasts or community blogs, tools, etc. YouTube channels. So in here, we will find Power Wikis here. And as Benedikt mentioned, there's more to it than what's in the menu. So we can search for different topics. If I go to and here, all of these are pages in here. And so if I go to Power Platform, for instance, I can see that the 4 main services are these. I want to go and look at Power Apps. What are the use cases? There are 3 app types: model-driven, Canvas apps, and portals. I can navigate to portals. And the thought is that for each feature or subject in here, it should be a short description and there should be links to resources about that. And it can be Microsoft Docs, Microsoft Learn, or it can be community resources. So here I see that Nick Dolman has written a lot of articles about portals, and I can find those from here. Anything else you want to mention, Benedikt? We can also, on the main page, we can find all the articles which are in here right now. So 61 articles in Power Wiki, and we can go and take a look at all those. And as Benedikt mentioned, it's a wiki. Everyone can contribute, and all feedback is welcome.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the thing I want to mention once more is we released it like last week. So it's in the beginning, and there will be more content, and we would appreciate if anyone that wants to also goes in and contributes and writes stuff and to let it grow and have one go-to place to get all the references one needs around the Power Platform.
This is awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions?
I just want to say that the random page feature is like my new favorite thing. And just clicking on that and reading like about adaptive cards, like get some random topic that I might not know about very well, and just get a good summary of it. I think this might be my new place where when I have a few minutes and I want to see something interesting, instead of doing it on Wikipedia, I'm probably going to come here now.
Nice.
Sounds awesome.
Definitely, this is very cool.
Yeah, and I was I just mentioned in the chat, but like honestly, I've had customers, that I'm consulting for, like, okay, what's a resource where I can point my users or makers that will get them started, right? Like, and a jumping off point and Microsoft's docs, are there, but at the same time, like having it laid out like something that's familiar, like Wikipedia. Yeah, definitely. This is really cool, guys.
Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what the idea, at least for me, was to have like this spot to list, for example, in the future, every learnings and so on. Let's say you have someone that is new and you want to get them started. Just drop them there and say, look at this page. You will find the information you need.
And then you can go down that Wikipedia like black hole where you just keep drilling and drilling, and then you get nothing done. That's cool.
Yeah, and I think also this the glossary, because we have some short terms and they are not clear to the people who start with this platform or community. So it's I think that's quite nice to have like a description. What does it mean if someone says, I don't know, 8 analytics in a day, for example?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's like, is there like a cross-reference there? So like if somebody says CDS or Common Data Service, does it point to Dataverse and XRM?
Yeah, if I go to CDS Common Data Service, then I will come to Dataverse, which is a redirect to Microsoft Dataverse.
Yeah,
and
that was one of the things. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and also like Dataverse, we have some history there. So the thought is that if there is some history, which might be good to know, we have a history section as well. So it was Common Data Service before.
Nice.